We live?
We are live.
Yo. Welcome to episode 51 of First Time on Set, the movie podcast where we talk about whatever movie we want. My apologies. However the hell we want to. I'm your host, Shadoni. And today, we will be covering my number 5 pick for most anticipated movies of the year, 28 years later, The Bone Temple. And we'll also get into our predictions for Oscar nominations because they will be announced Thursday morning. And to help me do that, I got Dr. Ian Podson on the ones and twos, Mr. Lael. How are you doing today, brother?
I think that as the days get going, my predictions will probably be seen once again as Nicodemus. Wow, he got this with 99.9% accuracy. Not only that, he even chose the winners properly. For the last 20-something years, I've had an accurate streak of just being a fucking winner. Picking
lies.
Shit, so
please, we have things to do. I don't need to sit here and listen to you do this for 10 minutes. Stop lying.
Okay. But one thing serious, since 2001, Wikipedia has become the backbone of knowledge on the internet. Discover 25 years of Wikipedia.
I thought you were going to say, but 27 years ago, the real knowledge of information, real beacon of information was born. Actually, 28 now. 28 years later. Look at that.
28 years later.
Thank you for joining us, Nicodemus. And thank you guys all for showing love to social media. Keep following on all social medias. First Time on Set Pod on Instagram, First Time on Set Pod on TikTok as well. Follow the Patreon, follow the YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube, and subscribe to Twitter. Not subscribe, follow on Twitter, which is First Time on Set. Keep showing love, man. TikTok's been going up. So keep it up. And having a lot of good conversations on there. So if you want to be a part of some good film conversations under our clips, come to the First Time on Set podcast. There's a lot of people.
The episodes too. If you go right to Patreon, you can just have those conversations right there.
Right in the chat, in the comments on the Patreon. Subscribe to the Patreon. Share it with someone you love who also loves movies. To our new listeners, we have a tradition here on First Time on Set. It is our last watch film, where we discuss, you guessed it, our last watch film. So, Lael, what was your last watched film?
Honestly, it's besides Bone Temple, I have a good list of movies that I could watch, that I could put here. The movie I think I'll put will be Alien Romulus, because that is the most fresh of the movies that I saw. To my knowledge, Jaden, help me out here. This is the event after the first Alien movie?
Yes.
So this is the event after Alien. Obviously, new younger cast, seeing as it came out pretty recently in the past 2 or 3 years.
24, I believe.
Okay. So it came out in 2024. Really good movie. I think it was a good movie. I think it looked cool. I had a good time with it. I like David Johnson a lot, and I'm excited to see him expand more and more. I do want to watch Rylane, because I've also heard he was really good in Rylane, but I've not gotten the chance to watch that yet. But I think the part that I enjoyed the most about this movie was how my nigga turned up when he got that other chip. He started moving
got
like
active.
a different nigga.
He got active. Andy got active.
They put that different chip in him because he started off by making some corny ass joke about their names. They're like, oh yeah, it's like Simple Rick. That's how he was moving, like Simple Rick at the start of that shit. But then once he got that
Tall
chip
Morty.
in him,
Tall Morty.
Tall Morty. Dog, as soon as he got that chip in him, though, he started moving like a demon. They were like, open the door. He looks at the door, he goes, no.
Bro, he has such a good performance in that movie because it's two different people.
Yeah, it is.
And he was not playing no games. He was doing the calculations. Like, hey, I need some of y'all to die. Like,
that's the one thing I think that is very consistent in his acting performances is his face acting, and you can like see his thoughts on his face so well. Like in every single thing I've watched him play in, you can always look at his face and see like the gears turning. Yeah, really good movie. I had a good time. It had Shorty's just been having a time. She went from like that to like Superman, Last of Us,
Isabella Marcet.
Yeah, it's crazy.
She was also Dora.
She was Dora
in the live action Dora film. Yeah,
I did not know that. I didn't get a chance to see that.
Can you say Delicioso?
I did not know that was in your. I'm looking to see your favorites on Letterboxd.
What?
Dora.
What? Yeah, I have never seen it, so I don't know why it would be my favorites. Again with the lies.
I see the comment that says, "Where's Boots? Boots, Boots, Boots."
Boots was voiced by Danny Trejo.
No, he wasn't.
Look it up. Look it up right now. Right now. Look it up. I'm telling you. You'll see Danny Trejo Boots.
No way.
Look it up.
Hold on. I'm looking this up. This just can't be true.
I think because a lot of it, from what I've seen a lot of this movie just from social media. But like the traditional like Dora thing where she's like looking at the camera talking, they use that as a joke. And they're like, who is she talking to?
Oh my God.
See? See?
Why is Danny Trejo?
Because like they don't actually do the talking animal thing. I don't believe. It's like, I believe it's like a joke. Like Boots sounds like Danny Trejo for some reason. I don't know the extent of it. I haven't watched the movie, but I did know that he was Boots.
Okay.
The movie was chaotic, apparently. I like Romulus. I have my reservations on Romulus just because I felt like everything that they did in that film, with everything they did in that film, nothing really existed on its own. It was all based on whatever came before it, and it was all reminders of what came before it. I felt like it was a lot of fan service in a way that I didn't feel really did justice to the new characters, because I care about, they did a good setup with them being these kids trying to get away from this terrible, terrible life. But then it just, once they got onto the ship, everything just dove into, do you remember this alien movie? Do you remember this alien movie? Do you remember this part of Aliens? And that's the shit I hate. So it looks great.
I'm in agreement with you on that.
It's annoying. It becomes a little much, but it looks great. I like Fede Alvarez. He's not returning for the sequel, but I like him. And I'm excited to see what comes with the sequel. And I hope that they don't lean on what comes before. I hope they just build off of the little things that they had foundation-wise with the new characters to make something that stands on its own. Because if they do that, I think this could be one of the stronger Alien, entries. So
I'm excited, for what could come through, because I think they have a good young cast. The one thing though, I want to say this because we talking about this for a fucking minute. That fucking human xenomorph looking thing. First of all, why the fuck did that thing cook so quick? Like, the other xenomorphs take a minute to grow. That bitch came out looking like fucking Bol. Like,
it's the hybrid, bro. It's the hybrid, bro. They move it different. That nigga did come out like immediately. It was like 8'5".
See, and this is why whoever the space Martin Luther King was didn't predict this.
Happy Martin Luther King Day, by the way.
Happy Martin Luther King Day. When he was talking about being together. Look at what happens. You got aliens and xenomorphs mixing.
I knew you were gonna take the race mixing stance as soon as you said this is what happens. I know you too well. I was like, he's about to go into race mixing.
You know what my niece said? I thank God for everything Martin Luther King did because I don't have to go to school. I said, you're going to hell. That's nuts.
I mean, she kind of cooked. She had the priorities in order. She said, big shout out MLK, but also 3-day weekend. Man. Real quick, the last movie I watched, The Lilies of the Field. That is a film directed by Ralph Nelson, adapted from a book by James Poe, or adapted by James Poe from a book by William Edmund Barrett, starring Sidney Poitier as a handyman who pulls up to this place in Arizona filled with nuns, and the nuns feel like he was sent by God to build them a chapel. And it's just him and these nuns these German nuns, by the way, it's him teaching them English and then them like giving them food and help, like he's building a chapel. They're at odds because the nuns got a lot of attitude to them, or the main nun does. It was a good movie. It's actually the movie that won him Best Actor, and he became the first black person ever to win Best Actor. And I liked it. There's not much to it. Pretty simple, just like people from different backgrounds coming together for a common goal type of deal. But he's so funny. His reactions to them doing some of the appalling stuff, like giving him only a single egg for breakfast, or like he goes shopping and then Shorty gets mad that he got lollipops. He's like, why do you get stuff you don't need? And then like him teaching them English and them getting so turned by learning English. There was 2 instances where they called each other Hitler, though. I was like, damn. He called her. He said, "You're a real Hitler," and they were like, "Oh!" So that was funny. A good movie, though. I can't say. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I was saying I can't say. If like, I'm sure he was deserving. I'm glad he won it, but I can't say in terms of the 1963 Oscars who he was going up against.
I feel like I've heard this. And I think it was in that show. I remember the Apple TV documentary about like first on the call sheet. I think it was called, or
was that Apple TV? Or was that Hulu?
I think it's Apple TV because I had to download Apple TV on my phone specifically for it.
Okay, then yeah, whatever it is, I know what you're talking about.
I think they talked about how like they gave him the award for that, but that was like after years of missing too. I think that may have been a makeup Oscar too. And not to say his performance wasn't good, but I think it even may have been a makeup Oscar because they were saying that like he deserved it for for a minute before that, and they finally got back.
Let's look. He was only nominated twice for the Oscars. He was nominated for the Defiant Ones in '58, didn't win, and then won in '63. He was nominated for a lot of Golden Globes, but never. The things he got nominated for Golden Globes on, didn't get nominated for Oscars on. So maybe.
I think they were saying that like he had just been like he had been killing it, but they would not recognize him for a while. Is what I believe they were saying. I do want to go back and watch that again because I think I had like 20 minutes left in the last episode. But I don't know. I'm kind of like a savant with these things. Sidney Poitier died 2022. Is that right?
It is right. And guys, I'm gonna fill you in on something really quick. Layla and I were on the phone last night, and I was watching this film, and I was like, "Oh, when did Sidney Poitier die?" And Layla was like, 2011. And then I look it up. It was 2022. So he's trying to cover his bases.
Yeah, that should never happen, bro. You made that story up too quick. That's disturbing how fast you lied, dog.
Quicker than the Xenomorph hybrid cooked up.
Yeah, I'm saying, dog. I'm telling Space Malcolm X on you. And that shit happened too quick.
I wonder what Space Malcolm Little was like.
Oh God, I don't know.
What's a space conch look like?
A space conch would be nuts. I feel like a space conch in that universe is like how the predators have different locks. So some of their locks may look a little different. That may be the space conch.
Space Conk is crazy. But yeah, Lilies of the Field, good movie. All right, we got a lot to get into, so want to pivot over to 28 years later, The Bone Temple. You ready?
I am ready.
All right, y'all. As you know, 28 years later, the sequel to 28 Weeks Later from the 28 Years Later franchise was one of our favorite movies of last year. We were very high on it. If you listen to the podcast, if you haven't listened to the episode, go back and listen to it. So 28 years later, The Bone Temple is the sequel to this new trilogy, the second film in the new trilogy, directed by Nia DaCosta and written by Alex Garland. It was shot back to back with 28 years later. So it's pretty much a continuation of where we left off in the movie prior. Ralph Fiennes comes back. Jack O'Connell's in the movie. Alfie Williams, Aaron Kellyman, Shia Lewis Perry. Basically, this film, if you remember, at the end of 28 years later, Spike, played by Alfie Williams. Tyler's a Jimmy. Tyler would be a Jimmy. How's that? But Spike was, at the end of the film, found and saved by the Jimmys, Jack O'Connell's blonde-haired, insane gang, and in that Power Rangers-esque last scene. And this movie picks right up with him being forced to join this gang after catching a body, killing one of the Jimmys, and then that's pretty much the main story, one of the main storylines. And then on the other side, Dr. Kelson, played by Ralph Fiennes, who you remember, helped Spike with the death of his mother, helped honor her, and he's this doctor that's kind of living out on his own, and it's showcasing the bond between him and the alpha Samson. And if you guys remember Samson, he's the one with the big meat. So it's kind of two storylines going on, one about Spike and one about Dr. Kelson. They end up converging. I want to hear your thoughts, Lael, because you weren't on the most anticipated episode.
No, I was not.
Because you were sick. I'm glad you're doing better now. How excited were you? What was your excitement level for The Bone Temple?
I was very excited because I think that prior to this, I think I previously stated this, that my favorite two depictions of zombies in like media so far to me have been The Last of Us and then 28 Days Later, right? I really like that depiction. I like the stories across media. Those two have been my favorite. So seeing 28 years later the first time, I was very excited because of how much actually it felt like a fucking video game. I could not believe, like, walking, I didn't expect that. Going from like this 2000 fucking like handheld cameras placed around London movie to, which I mean was cool in and of itself, right?
Yep.
They continue to do new things with the movie and with the genre, which is pretty cool. Then to go and do that with this, made it like a fucking video game. I just was very shocked, and I thought that was pretty cool. And then at the end, you're on that cliffhanger, like, what the fuck is Jack O'Connell doing with his merry gang of bad kids?
Literally.
And you're like, what's going on? It kind of leaves you looking for more, like, what's going to happen to Spike? Are they friendly? Are they fucking nuts? You don't really know. And I was very excited. Did that make my top 10? I'm pretty sure it made my top 10 movies of the year.
I believe it did.
Yeah. I'm quite sure it made my top 10 movies of the year. So was very excited. And Nia DaCosta was doing this. So I was excited to see, a black woman get this chance to direct. She did Candyman, and she did Candyman and The Marvels.
And Hedda. Don't forget Hedda, which came out last year.
Oh, yeah, she did do Hedda too. True enough.
Dolly Zoom when you see a bad bitch. Elite. I'm gonna go right into it. I already talked about how anticipated I was on that episode. What were your thoughts on 28 Years Later, Bone Temple?
So I really liked it. And I want to preface this by saying it was not necessarily what I had expected, right? But I'm not saying that it makes it a bad movie because it's not what I expected. I think what this did was actually paint a very beautiful story in the midst of blood and guts that we had just seen, and it's showing you the humanity that can even be found in someone like the Alpha, right? And how, to me, like you just cannot give up on trying to connect with people, even in a fucking universe where this nigga Ralph, they literally thought he was the devil. People literally thought he was the fucking devil. And he still was able to find and communicate and form a relationship with the most insane zombie in that time. They like, people would not fuck with the Alpha. He was quite literally ripping heads from bodies. And I think that was just a very nice and touching story about two friends that wanted to get blasted looking at the moon, because that was the only sense of peace they had. And
it'd be like that.
Yeah. I think I liked it a lot. Again, it wasn't necessarily what I expected, but that doesn't make it a bad movie just because it wasn't what I expected.
What did you expect? What were your expectations?
I was expecting a little bit more blood and guts. Like, I was expecting this to be similar to the last one, like a lot more kills, very graphic in that way. I don't feel like we got it as much. They were there. Like 1 or 2 jump scares the entire movie. I was expecting a little bit more of that. Just especially based off the last one, seeing that they were shot back to back. I figured there could be differences because there's 2 different directors. And in the trailer that I saw, or like the sneak thing where like I saw Nia DaCosta talking about it, she said, if I love Alex Garland films, I would just let him direct it. I wouldn't make one that he made. I would rather watch one of his. So I knew it was going to be different.
Danny Boyle directed the last one.
Danny Boyle, sorry. Or did she say that about Garland? I don't remember who she said that about. Did she say Boyle or Garland?
I would like to think she said Boyle.
Okay.
But maybe I could be wrong. Because
I don't remember. But she essentially
Boyle
was
directed the last one and Garland wrote both of these.
She essentially said that this is not going to be like a movie that they direct. This is her thing. She was like, she was like, I would rather watch their movies and try to emulate it myself, which is a respectable thing.
Of course.
So,
see, I felt like this movie was kind of in line with 28 Years Later in the sense that, yeah, there were like, you mentioned them painting this beautiful story about humanity. I mean, Garland did it. It was also in the backdrop of this zombie apocalypse. 28 Years Later was also about parenthood and young fathers and things like that as well. So I think that's a consistent theme throughout these 2 movies. I think the separator for me and just the style of it, one, because I did like this film. I really did have it's a very good time at the movies. Like, it's a very fun time. The separator for me is the visual aspect of it. You talked about how much you liked how 28 Years Later felt like a video game. And felt creative with the way it was edited and shot on all iPhone cameras, the kind of avant-garde digital filmmaking that they showcased in that film. Yeah. Really, really, really different than what we've honestly ever seen. I've never seen a movie really do that. I don't know about you.
No.
So this one felt a little bit more safe in terms of the filmmaking tactics, but it's not a bad thing. I think it's more of a preference thing. Because there are some shots and some, especially when the Nia DaCosta's explained the serenity with like the moon and the sky. There's a lot of motif. There's a big motif of just the sky, time passing, all this kind of stuff that I think is still very effective. But I did like the overall chaos and newness of the filmmaking in the first one. But on the other side, this movie is way funnier, funnier than the first one. Like, genuinely a comedy. And then you forget that, like, oh shoot, the Alpha's ripping somebody's jaw off. But like, Jack O'Connell brings this energy and this whimsy to this film that is greatly appreciated. I mean, Ray Fiennes does too. Both of them are like literally working on all, like, firing all cylinders in this film. But it's quite funny. But it also has that still sinister. It never makes you forget that, oh shoot, we're in a zombie movie, because will have the Alpha doing that, but then turn around and Jack O'Connell is telling his people to skin
Yeah.
their homies alive, not the captives of alive. So I think it has that balance that I appreciate. I like this movie overall.
I think a part of this that I appreciate about this and The Last of Us is it shows the corruption of people, that even in a fucking world where we need to band together to survive, there's always some like sicko that has to like try and take advantage of the already fucked up world and make it worse for fucking people. Because in a world where a zombie, you literally have to fence your house off to make sure you don't get eaten by zombies at night. It's like, oh yeah, in this world, we're also going to have to deal with the psychopath who says he wants to perform charity. And that's shorty cutting your meat off.
God, terrifying. Terrifying like 5 minutes in cinema. I was like, what's going to happen? No, like, and I think just it goes to show, and that's been a common theme within all these films, like, what do people do when they're put in these situations? In 28 days later, they found community. Cillian Murphy, they found people that were there to help, but also they ran into those military niggas, right? And they was tweaking. It goes to show all sides of the spectrum in terms of how people adjust to this lifestyle. Either you're going to be someone that's helping and realizing we're all in a terrible place and we need to help, or you're going to be on the other end. And even that is still community. Like, as messed up as Jimmy was, the Jimmys were, it was still a community. They still felt like a family for the most part.
Yeah.
It's just their way of survival was extremely messed up.
Yeah, and even to give that as a backdrop though, like they were a family, but they were being led by, a fucking predator who was, taking advantage of them. And these kids were, kind of put into a lifestyle that was just unfair, and that was the only thing that they basically known, because they weren't even, they haven't seen another life essentially, just because of how young they were.
No.
I did want to put this out there, because I didn't know this until just right now. The kid, the man that was about to get his meat flayed, that's Andy Serkis' son.
Had no idea.
Just found that out, so I figured you'd like that.
Big Andy.
Your prime ape.
Not just prime ape. Take that, Griffin.
Listen, nerd-ass Griffin's not here, so we don't have to do that.
We don't got to pander?
Yeah, we don't have to pander to him.
He hit me up. He said, I'm going to go see Two Towers in the theater. I'm dressed up in full Gollum costume. I said, oh, my God.
Shocker. The last time we went to actually watch this movie, they said, we kept saying, where the fuck is Griffin? Can we start this? We saw him perched up on the cat tower in the corner.
First of all, how? That cat tower is not big.
I don't know. We're like, Griffin, get down from there. Grab the water bottle, started spraying him. The makeup started coming off his face. He was mad.
Looking like Emma Stone and Begonia. Shit, Ruddy. I want to talk about Ralph Fiennes as Dr. Kelson.
Yeah.
Because a lot of this movie is on his shoulders. Last movie, I think once you finally got to him and his screen time, the little screen time he had, was the most effective, like, performance throughout the whole film. It brought a lot of heart, and emotion and pulling the heartstrings. And this is no different. And what I like about Dr. Kelson is that regardless if it's Spike, if it's Jimmy Crystal, if it's Samson, whenever someone comes in contact with them, they kind of let their guard down and they talk to him and they move in this real way. Like, he is this beacon of good in this terrible, terrible existence that they're in. And even the worst type of people, whether it's Samson, who's not really bad, but he's a monster at this point, and then Jimmy Crystal, who's literally a monster, like, they have these moments of, like, venting to him and talking to him because he is that comfort. And I think Ralph Fiennes does such a good job of displaying that. And I think that his character, the fact that we got so much of him in this movie, was such a plus. I think every time he's on screen, he knocks it out the park. Whether it's comedy, the heartfelt moments at all, I think he really just bodied this role.
I think that I don't know, and this perhaps may be controversial to some. I know how I felt about that movie, but what is the name of the Conclave? I think for me, I've always known him to be a great actor, but seeing him in Conclave, I genuinely do as I go back, because Conclave went up against
Anora,
The Brutalist, and I do think that should have been Ray Fiennes' award.
I can't be mad at Adrian Brody, but Ray Fiennes was.
It's because the only reason I'm saying that in retrospective, right? I really would have. Coleman Domingo winning that award would have been like peak to me, but I think I do think that the performances, and we're talking about awards later too, but I do think that the performances from Fiennes and Domingo were just a little bit better. But I'm not mad at Adrian Brody. I fuck with Luca a lot. But damn, that performance in Conclave was such an amazing, because every second that looked like the Popeyes meme with the niggas. I was like, you could see that on his face despite him trying not to show anything. That was just such a good fucking performance.
And to your point, the things that he showcased in Conclave with the heart and dealing with the one pope, or the one candidate of pope who ended up being was it intersex?
Yes.
And like that whole conversation, that's the kind of stuff you're getting from Dr. Kelson the whole entire film, and it's something that he has mastered. Even in the menu, say what you want about the menu. I know some people don't like it, but that moment where he's talking to Anna Taylor-Joy about the burger and what it meant to like be. Damn. That burger, man.
Real quick, that burger was so good that my man's he ordered Five Guys for the whole crew, because after watching her eat it, all those takes, they were like, "Yo, we're getting burgers." That's tough,
brother. I remember we was starving. We didn't eat nothing. And when we were in Atlanta, like, it was a custom. Like, we would go to get food right before we went to the movies. For some reason, we did not at this point.
And it's because we watched at the other theater.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
And when we watched it, we were like, damn, that burger was good. But aside from that, he just has this calmness to him in his performance.
Mm-hmm.
His performances that just, it makes you just love him. And then he turns around and then has to play Satan for 10 minutes in front of Jimmy Crystal and the gang, and he's over here being sinister and flopping around, and I just think they put a lot on his shoulders, and he delivered, and I'm sad that he won't be in the next one, because I feel like his presence is going to be greatly, greatly missed from these films.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see him as Cornelius Snow. Or however you say that, Coriolanus, I don't fucking know.
I think it's
President Snow.
I think it's Cornelius.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jack O'Connell.
Yeah.
As Jimmy Crystal. Another standout performance. Going from Sinners to this, where you're like, this guy is just he's a motherfucker.
He is.
But he brings some juice to this film as well. I think back to when they break into the house and he's like, you ever heard of the Teletubbies? They have TVs on their Tums, and then they watch the TVs from their Tums, which also have TVs. Ad infinitum. What do you say? Ad infinitum? I can't even say the word.
Yeah.
But he brings this juice, and I love when I think one of my favorite character archetypes are where it's like this sinister guy that is goofy, because at any point it can go either way.
Yeah,
and I think he displays that perfectly. But he's a guy, Jimmy Crystal, who, if we remember correctly, his dad was killed. His dad was trying to lead the zombies at the beginning of 28 Years Later in the church, He was a pastor, a preacher, and then all his siblings got killed and he escaped. And so he's trying to find him doing this Satanism seven finger thing is trying to replicate the kids that he lost, or the siblings that he lost, in a sick way. And it's goes to show the effect of the situation, these circumstances, and how you could go either way in terms of this. And he takes the absolute deplorable route of murdering and skinning people alive. But like, he is a person, and with his conversation with Dr. Kelson, he is a person who is deeply troubled, but is also a sicko. And I think Nia DaCosta and Alex Garland were kind of hinting at the little bit of humanity in him, but ultimately he was too far gone and caught in his lie. That he couldn't get away from at that point.
I think, and I know we talked about this, I think when the original one came out, based some of his portrayal was based around an actual person, Jimmy Savile. And I think that was a perfect way to go about and show this whimsical guy that is a predator because of the weight that he puts on these children. Doing his bidding the entire movie, he only really catches one body himself, and that's at the very end. And he caught the one person that really wasn't about fighting shit. Like, he caught a body about the one person that wasn't fighting shit. Like, and it goes to show, you know, it goes to show the variety in which predators can move.
Yep.
Right? These kids, in their mind, they don't even realize that he's taking advantage of them. The one, I can't even remember which Jimmy it was. But, you know, the Jimmy that was like, he doesn't know the devil. She was like, he doesn't really know the devil.
Yes. Played by Aaron Kellerman. I'll look up the name right now. Jimmy Inc. or Kelly. Yeah. The one that be rolling with Spike.
Yeah, the one that was rolling with Spike. Yeah, she was like, he don't really know the devil. Well, she was like, yeah, I seen the devil. That he don't know nothing about the devil. So she was really on that. She had the upside down cross on that. She was like, why you don't? She's like, he just got the chain. He don't really fuck with the devil like that. Like, I can tell.
What did he didn't believe in Jesus. Why you got Jesus?
That's what I'm saying. She said, I swear I see that nigga praying.
How's that?
How's that?
Nah, he was a phony. Yeah. He was a phony, and but you think about it, he probably had all these Jimmys, the ones that survived, since they were children. So like, he just prayed, and that's why like when he tried to make the other Andy Serkis' son, a Jimmy, wasn't going for it. Like he doesn't have the effect on older people. Like he can only do these things by fear and manipulating these young kids. But when you match up against someone who is not easily manipulated or impressionable, he has no power. And then he gets
he's finding kids who are alone, isolated. They need some type of like refuge, and he's like, oh yeah, we got you. And they become so desensitized and like conditioned that they're like, this is just the way it is. And you see Jimmy Inc. or Kelly say to him like, look, it's better here than out there.
I don't know, man.
That's how conditioned their brains are. Like, he's got them so like fucked up in the head that they're like, oh, I guess it is.
I get it, but like, nah. I just watched the nigga get skinned. His chest be ripped apart.
Jamina was apparently also, as we were talking about it, in The Brutalist. Didn't peep it.
Is she yep.
Audrey. Yeah.
Yep.
Brutal.
The damn fucking wigs be throwing me off. I will say, I kind of want to wrap this up with two things. One, I was so entranced by Alfie I did this last episode. The last one, Spike. His name is Spike. Alfie is his real name. Spike is the character's name. I keep doing that. I'm so interested by Spike's journey and like that whole thing with his mother. I felt like Spike was just kind of there in this movie, which kind of makes me upset because I wanted to see the continuation of his journey and his character development. It didn't feel like his story was the focus, which I get it. They wanted to do the Kelson thing. They had to give Kelson his send off, come up with the possibility of a cure, all these different kinds of things. But I felt like I missed Aaron Taylor Johnson. I felt like I wanted more Spike in this film, which I think is a detractor for me in this film and why I can't put it above the first one simply because it felt like the main character of this was kind of just shelved.
Yeah,
and
he barely spoke. Like he barely spoke. Yeah, I kind of felt that way too because I was like, in a way, it's like he didn't necessarily regress, but he just like paused.
Yes.
In terms of like what Spike was in the last movie, and I'm like, damn. You get it at the end where him and Kelly go off, and then you see them surprise pop up with Cillian, where Cillian Murphy is, and they said, "Do we save him?" He said, "Yes." So I'm hoping that in the next one, we'll get them, maybe Aaron Taylor Johnson. You know, if they can get this third one going.
It was already greenlit.
Oh, it was already greenlit?
It was greenlit before. It was greenlit when they had the early reactions and premieres. Yeah, that shit was greenlit. That's all.
Nice.
I knew Cillian Murphy was in this film because they announced him being in the third film.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was already greenlit.
How's that?
How's that? Yeah, I just wanted more Spike and wanted more for Spike because we see at the end he was catching bodies and killing zombies and things like that, and then it's like, but also he didn't kill a person yet.
I know, and that's the one thing I was conflicted about because I kept saying to myself, I'm like, he was just like mowing niggas down with a fucking bow, like he had heart, and then like. I guess it's because he had never seen that evil from humans before that probably really like paralyzed him in fear. And I had to keep telling myself, you know what, that's probably a fair reaction for someone who killing a zombie is like, damn, you're doing them a kindness at that point because of the pain and the suffering that they're in as we find more about it through psychosis in this movie. Which
is a whole other thing. I feel like how they not fucking realize that, but continue.
So I think that did upset me a little bit. I wanted him to have a little bit more. I wanted him to have a little bit more dog in him.
Yeah. And to your point, I feel like he grew up in a community that was so loving that he has not seen any, to your point, evil humans. And even like Dr. Kelson was so loving. So all the people that he knows at that point, before he met the Jimmies, the only person he knew that was like kind of an asshole was his father.
Exactly.
But like he'd never seen someone like that predatory in his life, and he's never had to kill a human before. So I get it, but I think I compared it out the theater to the Miles Morales DLC of Spider-Man. How it was like it's like episodic in a way where this doesn't really move anything forward, but it's a nice story just to live in.
Yeah,
live in the world. I guess it moved forward with the cure, but I don't know. It felt like a sidestep rather than like something propelled forward.
I think this was like a perfect description. It's like those anime movies that they put out in the in-between.
The non-canon anime films? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Shout out Samson. Him and Kelson had a very good bond. Just wanted to get high, listening to for Duran.
Yeah, I can't remember. I just remember Iron Maiden at the end with his Super Bowl performance.
We got to talk about that real quick. That was incredible. I love that. I love that sequence. That may be my favorite sequence in the movies, like in all the movies. That man was getting jiggy.
No, that was funny as shit. I said he really put on a Super Bowl halftime performance. I did not expect that.
It reminded me of Barry when Cousineau gave the whole life story, but he was like he was acting it out, and he was sweating afterwards. Kelson was getting busy, man.
Yeah.
With Iron Maiden in the background. I think that was a very, very great scene. And otherwise, very good movie. All right. Let's do it. BBL rating. Is this our first BBL of the year?
It is.
Okay. BBL rating for new viewers. We have a scale of L, which is not good. BL, which is, fair, good. We recommend it. And BBL being, this is a great movie. Go see it. In love with it. And there's obviously kind of increments like, small BBL, full BBL, things like that. Leia, what's your BBL rating for 28 years later, Bone Temple?
I'm going to say this is a BBL, a full BBL. I think you should go see it. I think it has something that everybody could like, probably not children, due to the exposure to meat during this movie. So
him and Samson and Kelsey were having meat-offs.
Yeah, so really think about that. I would say maybe not children, young children, but good movie. I think it has something for everybody. It has heart. It has heart. It's funny. It does have some pretty impressive skull ripping at times, and it has a good story. So I'm gonna give it a full BBL.
Yeah. I give it, even though I feel like it is not necessarily, I think it is a step down from the first one. I still think it's a BBL. I think it's such a good time at the movies. Much more digestible than the first one, even just from the way it's shot. I think Nia DaCosta did a really good job of, like you said, creating this intimate story along with Alex Garland, staying in line with Danny Boyle's vision. Very good performances, and very big revelations with The Cure, Samson speaking, saying moon. Like, there's a lot of big lore things that have implications, and then as well as Cillian Murphy coming back. I think it's a good time in the movies. If you liked the series, you're gonna like this film, I feel like. So I go to full BBL.
Quick thing too, I do want to say this. This is interesting. Samson, his full body prosthetic took 7 artists 6 to 8 hours to apply this, and the actual prosthetic that they applied to his body could only be used once, so they had to recreate the process 25 times during the filming.
That's a lot of meat, bro. That's
fucking nuts.
Hey, that's why you gotta give credit to, like, not just the actors, not just directors, everybody on the film set, because everybody is important, and they put that much time into his meat, which ended up being the most talked about part of the movie. One of the most talked about parts of the first movie and this one. So it's a lot.
And one of your favorite parts, the Duran was not. It was not in the script. They just went with it while they were shooting.
Respect. So yeah, BBL. Go see First Time on Set. No, don't see First Time on Set. What am I talking about? Go see 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple.
There we go. But see First Time on Set on Patreon.
There we go. See First Time on Set on Patreon.
See
All right.
Spike Run.
We went through 28 Years Later. You ready to get into our quick Oscar nomination predictions?
I am.
Okay. So as you guys know, the Oscars are in March, and their Oscar nomination morning is Thursday at 8 o'clock. So we are going to quickly go through our predictions for who's going to be nominated. And then the following episode, we'll talk about the nominations, any surprises, anything like that. And then obviously closer to the show, we'll give our actual predictions of the winners. So we're going to do everything, because admittedly, I have not tapped into the documentaries and the shorts and all that. That is something I will do once the actual nominees are out, so that way I can be more well versed in things. But for right now, we're just gonna exclude live action short, animated short, documentary short, and documentary feature. Everything else is fair game. You want to start with? You have the app, right?
Yeah, I have it up.
You want to start with original song and just work our way up?
That down on there. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So for best original song, if you remember, Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters won at the Golden Globes. So right now, Leo, I have my 5 nominations for the Oscar night as Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters, I Lied to You from Sinners, obviously, The Girl in the Bubble from Wicked for Good, Train Dreams from Train Dreams, and the Miley Cyrus Dream as One from Avatar Fire and Ash. I think it's a 2-person race, though, a 2-song race, though, to be honest.
Yeah. So for that one, mine looks kind of similar, except I don't know. And I'm probably going off my personal preference. I like No Place Like Home more than Girl in the Bubble.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, too.
So
Something from Wicked.
Yeah. I have No Place Like Home instead of Girl in the Bubble. I do have Dream as One. I have Train Dreams on there. And I have Golden and I Lied to You.
Cool. I have no thoughts on that, really. I Lied to You and Golden. I hope I Lied to You wins, but Golden has been...
Yeah, it's
massive,
it's
dog.
It's been racking them up. So.
It's massive, dog. So can't really say anything else. Score. Best original score, or best score in general. I have Sinners, Ludwig Göransson. One About Another, Johnny Greenwood. F1, Hans Zimmer. Marty Supreme, Daniel Lopatin. And then Hamnet, Max Richter.
Gotcha. Okay, and that's for your score.
Yes.
All right. So for my best score, I do have Ludwig as the number 1 there. I do have Begonia, and that Ludwig for Sinners. Let me say Begonia. I have Jerskin Fendrix.
Good job. I don't know, but good job.
Johnny Greenwood for One Battle After Another. Trenton Atticus for Tron, and then I do have Hans for F1.
Tron is a good one. I was back and forth on Tron. I do think F1 gets it. I do think Marty Supreme sneaks in there. Hamnet is the one where I'm like I want to. Tron is a hard one. Like I want to put Tron in there, but like that's like the only thing that maybe effects it could get.
Yeah,
I'm just not tapped into the score, but I know Trent and Atticus are like beloved. So, but I like that. Who do you think takes that? Just out of curiosity, I think it's Sinners.
Yeah, I have a hard time, and we talked about it last episode. I think Ludwig he's cleaning up right now. He's making a name for himself, and I think that this once again is going to be his time. So,
dude, but that Johnny Greenwood score though, for One Battle After Another,
amazing.
It's incredible. It's so recognizable too.
Yeah, PTA has very distinct score sounds. Like they're very intrusive and pulsating, and and I think that was like peak PTA like score, because it's not as heavy as a movie as like how am I forgetting the name?
There Will
Be Blood.
Yeah,
but the urgency is still there and is very palpable. So
cool.
Yeah,
we're gonna power through these guys. We don't got time to go too in depth. We'll be able to have more conversations about it once we have the actual nominees and we can talk about our thoughts and things like that.
Yeah,
let's go to sound editing. I have F1, Sinners, One Battle After Another, Avatar, Frankenstein.
Yeah. And I have that, except Frankenstein and Avatar switched
in that position wise.
Yeah, position wise. So we have the exact same there. I think this is F1's to lose.
It has to be.
I think it's F1's to lose. One that I don't think would get it, but I do think had very good sound was Deliver Me From Nowhere. I don't think it'll get the nom, but I did like that. I thought the sound design was really good in that movie.
I like that. I think Weapons had some good sound design too.
That does. I have not seen it since theaters.
I've seen it twice. No, I've seen it 3 times. Once in theaters, once watching somebody's reaction of the movie, and then once at a friend's house.
Yeah. I gotta tap in with that again.
Visual effects. I have Frankenstein. I have Avatar: Fire and Ash, F1, Superman, Sinners.
Same, just out of order, like same order. I think that the way I did these, I typically put number one as who I really think is going to take it home.
That makes sense.
That's why ours are probably just same, but like differing.
Yeah.
I have Avatar at 1, F1, Sinners, Superman, Frankenstein. I do think this Avatar's to lose.
It has to be. I think as long as Avatar films are being made,
it's probably gonna.
You can't. That's like the thing. That's like the thing for them. So, Superman getting a new cinematographer.
Yeah, I know you were ecstatic.
Ecstatic. Now, if we could just get a co-writer, Best makeup and hairstyling. I know we were off pod. You were like, what the fuck with this one? I have Frankenstein, Wicked for Good, Sinners, The Smashing Machine, and then One Battle After Another, which could change. I would not be surprised if One Battle After Another doesn't make it on there. I think the other four are pretty much locked, though.
Yeah. So I agree. I have Frankenstein, Sinners, Wicked, Smashing Machine, One Battle, and I do think that this year Wicked met its fucking match with design and like costume and stuff like that and makeup. I think that Frankenstein may take that.
I think Frankenstein for sure could take it, but Sinners, man.
Sinners did have, Sinners
the vampires.
Also, yeah. Sinners also, let me say that as well. I think Wicked really hit a truck this year.
Yeah.
It got hit by a fucking truck.
Wicked's cooked.
Yeah. Even Smashing Machine was pretty good. The transformation they did with The Rock.
I was gonna say that exact thing, and then even Emily Blunt with her little dude thing, whatever the white women call it.
Did she have a Jersey accent in that? Because that aesthetic with the Jersey accent, it would just make so much sense.
100%.
Like her and what's Chrissy's girlfriend?
Adriana.
Her and Adriana would be like best friends.
My God, that's a toxic friendship.
That would be hell to deal with.
I would not go out with them.
Yeah, no, fuck no.
Costume design. I have Frankenstein, Wicked, Sinners, of course, Hamnet, and then Marty Supreme.
Same. Almost in that exact same order, too. I do give this to Frankenstein, though. That's where I had it as my number one leading into it.
I can see that. Well, real quick about makeup and hairstyling. How do we feel about weapons sneaking in there?
I wouldn't be mad at that, right? I would not be mad at weapons sneaking in there because I think specifically what they were able to do with
Gladys
was very good. It was nasty ass braids that she had. It was just
like three of them. Like there's three of them.
Yeah. And then the progression of her character, how, she starts to look healthier and stronger and more full. And then, even what they did with
even with the parents and how you saw that deteriorate. I think that could be a sneak in there.
Yeah.
Production design.
Mm-hmm.
I have Frankenstein, Sinners, Wicked, Hamnet, Marty Supreme.
This one I'm split on, to be honest with you. And I think production design could go to either, to any of these three. I genuinely don't know where to call this: Hamnet, Frankenstein, and Sinners.
Don't sleep on Marty Supreme though.
Marty Supreme, I'm not. Especially, I loved the big auditorium shots, like that production design for I'm not. I do think that that is not where Marty's going to win though.
The only thing I'm saying is them recreating old time New York in the way that they did. That was all that was sets. So that's what I'm saying. Like that should get a little bit more of a push. That's why I put it in the nominations. But yeah, I think Sinners should win it. But I think Frankenstein this is the kind of Guillermo del Toro stuff that, like, the production design and everything, that's going to be very hard to top in terms of winning something like that. Editing. I have Sinners, Marty Supreme, F1, One Battle After Another, and then I put Hamnet. But Hamnet is like one of those I'm still kind of on the fence about. But
so I have One Battle, Sinners, Marty Supreme, F1, and Hamnet. I do think that honestly, everything except Hamnet, I think, has a fair shot at this. In that,
yeah,
in editing specifically, I think everything except Hamnet has and it's not saying that Hamnet is poorly edited. It is just the editing is integral to all four of those movies and done to such a fucking level where I think Hamnet is more so acting, like dialogue, monologue based,
atmospheric.
I rewatched F1 not too recently. I didn't get to finish it, but I was like, damn, this movie was so well fucking put together.
That movie rocks, dog. That movie is so good. I forgot that was my number one movie, most anticipated movie of 2025. I'm a little jokester. That movie rocks. Cinematography, this is going to be a big one. I have Sinners, One Battle After Another, Train Dreams, Frankenstein, Hamnet. I don't think Frankenstein has great cinematography, but I think a lot of people do. So I think it's going to get a nom.
Mine is for cinematography. I have Sinners, One Battle, Train Dreams, Frankenstein, and Hamnet. I do think that the winner is going to be found in Sinners or One Battle.
I'm going to tell you right now, Train Dreams may be a sneak win.
Now, I haven't seen that.
Train Dreams
but
may be a
I've seen
sneak.
the way they talk about it. So you could 100% be right.
But if I had to guess, it would probably be Sinners. Animated feature, I have seen 2 of these movies. I have K-pop Demon Hunter, Zootopia, Arco, Demon Slayer, and Little Amelie.
Instead of Little Amelie, I have Elio, but it's the exact same order.
Honestly, I would put Elio over Demon Slayer. I would feel better about Elio over Demon Slayer, but I think Demon Slayer is gonna make it in. But I would think, if I had to be like honest, I think I could see that. I could see Elio being something that goes over an anime movie, to be honest.
International,
yes, international. I have Sentimental Value. This is not in order. Sentimental Value, The Secret Agent. It Was Just an Accident. No Other Choice, and Surat. But the way No Other Choice is moving, I may put that. I may put like Heinrich Job in there, if anything, because I don't know. I'm feeling less and less confident about No Other Choice
about it, which I don't understand why, but that's a whole other thing. I really don't understand why that movie is not getting the love. I do think we have it pretty much. I have Secret Agent, Sentimental, Surat. It Was Just an Accident, and No Other Choice. We already have talked about this. This is my man's Wagner's and them to lose.
I
feel like
I need it to happen at this point.
Yeah,
I need it to happen. I would love any of the 4. I haven't seen Surat yet. I have heard from a lot of people that Surat is like dog shit. But I haven't got to see
it's dog shit.
Yeah, I heard it's pretty bad.
Oh man.
But I will make that case when I watch it.
Yeah.
Which I think it comes out in theaters in the next couple weeks. Same thing with Testament to Ann Lee that comes out next week, which I want to watch because that's something that's been getting a lot of love. Casting. One Battle After Another, Sinners, Marty Supreme, Hamnet, Sentimental Value.
Same. Just different order there.
Cool.
Same. Yeah.
I think that's the Sinners win, though.
Yeah. I again, a lot of these awards I think are going to be found because the cast in Sinners and then the cast in One Battle. It's just like, I think a lot of these are We're splitting between these two here.
Yeah, they're the favorites. Adapted screenplay. I have One Battle, Hamnet, Begonia, Frankenstein, Train Dreams.
Same order. Next.
Original screenplay. I have Sinners, Sentimental Value, Marty Supreme, The Secret Agent, Sorry Baby.
Next, same one.
I think Coogler and Julia Roberts doing the boost to Eva Victor is going to get people to.
Yeah, I think that's why I put that in there. Just because I really fucking love that movie.
It's a great movie.
Eva Victor deserves all the love for this film.
Yes, 100%.
And their performance.
100%. I also think I saw an anonymous, because Oscar ballots are anonymous, Oscar voters. Someone said, I don't even know what It Was Just an Accident is. I have no idea what that movie is. That doesn't instill a lot of confidence in me for them to get some of the awards that it should, or nominations that it should. Supporting actor, here we go. Getting into the actor stuff now. I have Stellan Skarsgård, Benicio del Toro, Sean Penn, Jacob Elordi, Paul Mescal.
I do have Stellan, I have Sean Penn, Elordi, Paul Mescal, and then my guy is a sneaky pick from Deliver Me From Nowhere, Jeremy Strong.
Dog, he was great in that movie.
He was
great in that movie. I don't know if that movie has the legs. I think
that his performance may just get. I think that may be the sole representation that this gets.
I'm not mad at it. I think Benicio del Toro just had so much backing right now, and like Sensei Sergio is like you know what I'm saying? Like he's a meme. Like people, he has too much cultural relevance. My Nini loves him. Like you know what I'm saying? Like if my Nini loves him, they got to get an Oscar nomination. Like it's just what it is. A few small beers. Supporting actress. I have Tiana Taylor, Elle Fanning, Inga Ibsdottir Lilius, Wunmi Mosaku, and Odessa Zion sneaking in there. I think Odessa Zion will be the surprise because I feel like she's not getting enough love, and I think with Marty Supreme being as big as it is, I think they might push her in there.
So you have her taking out Ariana Grande.
Yeah, I think Wicked's done.
I'm not mad at that. I think we have the same, and I'm not even going to try to say one of these names on here.
I said it. Inga Ibsdottir Lilius.
Yep. I have Ariana Grande
over Odessa.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I think the two top choices for this award are quite clearly Tiana though and Amy. I think that they're going to walk away with.
Oh shoot! I didn't put Amy Madigan in here.
You didn't? My brain just heard
I don't know. No, I didn't put Amy Madigan here, and I'm going to stick to it because I already said it.
Fair enough. I think it's those two, their award to lose.
I said it, and I'm going to go with it. I might be wrong, but we'll see. Best actor. This one's been a hot button conversation. I have Timothy Chalamet, Leonardo DiCaprio, Wagner Moura, Ethan Hawke, and Michael B. Jordan.
Same, just different. And I did this specifically because I think that he's catching steam here. I think that Timmy is the number one choice, but I do think Wagner Moura is my number two.
Leia, if Wagner Moura comes out and wins Best Actor, I will act a fool. I'll act a fool. I'm fully on the Wagner Moura train. Shout out Ethan Hawke though, because Blue Moon movie kills me.
I gotta watch that. I haven't seen it yet.
Best Actress. I had Jessie Buckley, Rose Byrne, Renata Rantsev, Chase Infinity, Kate Hudson.
You have Kate Hudson over J-Law.
Yeah, I don't think Die My Love is making it in, unfortunately.
I put J-Law. So I have Buckley, Rose Byrne, Renata, Emma Stone, and J-Law. Everybody knows how I feel about this. I want Rose Byrne. I think Rose Byrne is the people's champion right now.
You don't think Chase gets a nom?
Unfortunately, no.
You can't see them putting Chase over Emma Stone.
If they did it, I think they put Chase over J-Law.
Chase, I don't think J-Law makes it. I don't.
Well, I'm saying in my on the list that I have here,
Yeah.
I think it's Emma Stone has become a darling, and I think she has a great performance. I think that if anyone on my list were to go, it would be J-Law, and then Chase Infinity could sneak in there, and I would love that to be the case.
Something tells me that Kate Hudson's going to get in on this. Something tells me. I think one battle after another not having a best actress I just can't see a world where they don't have a representation at least.
I would take it. What I don't want is Kate Hudson in there. But let's go.
See, and I can't go and change it, right? Because we did this on the pod, so I can't change it now. So I got to keep it where I'm at. I just have a feeling Kate Hudson's going to do it, but I'm open to being wrong. That's fine. Director, PTA for One Battle After Another, Ryan Coogler for Sinners, Chloe Zhao for Hamnet, Joachim Trier for Sentimental Value, and Kleber Mendoza Filho for The Secret Agent.
Okay. Yeah. So I have all that except I do think Marty sneaks in here. I think Marty at 5 is the only difference I have.
Yeah. Yeah.
For some of the reasons that you talked about as to why they could get best production, but then also like the feel that movie had, that I do think it did improve upon from the last entry from him, which what would that be? Uncut Gems, where they both did it together. I think it improved upon that feeling, and I think it did a lot of it a little bit technically better. I would say maybe they sneak in there.
I am fully on the Secret Agent train, so I can't hop off of it. I think if anything, I take Sentimental Value off of there and put Marty Supreme on there. But I am for sure on the Secret Agent train, and I will die on that hill.
I know what 3 are moving, and that's PTA, Coogler, and Chloe.
No chance. No chance.
They are not. They're locks. If you're betting on these awards, I would definitely put them on there.
If you're betting on these awards, seek help. Now that I'm about to make a change for best picture. Give me a second. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna keep it. Whatever. Best picture. We get 10 of these bad boys.
Yeah, 10.
I have One Battle After Another, Sinners, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Frankenstein. I'm gonna keep. It was just an accident on there. I'm gonna keep it. Train Dreams is my sneak, and then Begonia.
We have the exact same list out of order. And I've told you, I think that this is going to be a historic year because I think they're going to split Best Director and Best Picture. I think that they're not going to choose. I think that this may be the time that they do that. I think Picture genuinely is going to go to Sinners, and I think Director they're going to give it to. Or I'll flip it either way.
So, but you're not accounting for Hamnet that just won.
I know
at the Globes. Hamnet has taken. Hamnet may be on, maybe right there with Sinners, if not past Sinners with that Globes win. So that's my thing.
I think that.
That's my whole thing.
I don't know. I think that Director is going to go to PTA, and I think that Pictures will go to Center.
If they give Director to PTA, they're not going to not give him Best Picture. They're not. PTA is a darling. They're not going to do that to him. That's my thought is it's the overdue storyline where he needs it. So if they're going to give him Best Director, I just can't see them splitting it. But this has been a take that you have had for a long time, and you're going to stay with it. And for my sake, like, for what I want, I hope it happens. Like, I truly do. But how the Academy kind of treats these things, like, that's like them splitting Oppenheimer. Like, they weren't ever going to do that to Nolan, right?
Yeah.
That's how I feel with this. Is like they're just not going to do that to one of their homies, type of deal. But Sinners deserves one of, if not both of those. So I hope you're right. I hope Nicodemus comes through.
I'm predicting the 2027 actor of the year goes to Shaquille O'Neal as Denzel Washington.
All right, let's do our 5-star guessing game and get out of here because this nigga is tripping.
And if Shaq wins an award, remember who said it.
If Shaq wins best actor, no. Hear me now. If Shaq wins best actor, I will come on this podcast covered in butter. Like covered in butter. Because there's just no way. This nigga said Shaq best actor for Denzel Washington. Why are we giving a Denzel biopic
to Shaq? Because only Big Diesel can play. Only Shaq Diesel can play it.
Okay, let's do our starring 5 game and get out of here, man.
Yeah. Good God. All right. So, starring 5 is a game where we are going to give Jadoni here 5 stars from a movie, and it will be Jadoni's job to guess the movie based off of the 5 stars we give him. And I have to ask you, Jadoni, are you ready?
You're making it a point. You're making it a point to say it. It's funny. It's like you're learning a new word. Yes, I'm ready.
All right. This smash hit stars, and I'm going to give you actually in the order that I think we have them listed here. Will Arnett, Zach Galifianakis, Michael Cera, Rosario Dawson, and the good brother, Ray Fiennes.
The Lego Batman movie.
Damn, yeah.
Come on.
Lego Batman.
Come on. That's my shit, dog.
I was wondering if you would like stop for a second and consider, okay.
No. Smash hit Will Arnett. What else is there? Think about it.
That's fair. I was like, maybe it'll throw him off. Because I was like, maybe it'll throw him off and he'll get to thinking, like, fair enough.
And then Michael Cera as Robin. Who does Ray Fiennes play in that movie?
Ray Fiennes is Alfred.
Yep. God, what a movie.
What a movie.
What a movie. And what a podcast. It was a pretty efficient podcast today, guys. We had a lot to get through, and I think we did it in a very efficient and great way. Appreciate y'all so much for listening. This has been episode 51 of First Time on Set. Come back next week where we will discuss our nomination predictions and see the actual nominations for Oscars. May or may not cover Testament of Anne Lee. We will see. We'll see how that goes. Come back on Patreon. We will be doing, I'm pretty sure it's some of our biggest snubs, Oscar snubs of the past 5 years, of the 2020s. Check out Swing Round as always. And Leo, do you have anything to say to the people at home?
Yeah. I have one. Go subscribe to the Patreon. $2. Go ahead, get that. We got a lot of content coming out on there. A lot of exclusive content that you get for that $2 a month. A lot of episodes. It's like 50 cents an episode, damn near, is what you're paying. That's like 1950s movie ticket price.
See?
You know what I'm saying? So go ahead and do that and be on the lookout. You never know what could come out this week. Could be something else.
How's that?
How's that?
This nigga's a company man. I appreciate it. That was the most corporate ass thing I've ever heard you say. All right. This has been episode 51 of First Time on Set. We will catch y'all next week. Shout out to Swing Round and peace.
Peace.